hilarious.
Me, because I want to know it.
I just want you to take the chip off your shoulder. Remove the chip, slightly remove the chip.
They left me in the diner by myself to eat alone.
No way.
Yes, they did. They just left me in the diner.
Do they consider themselves gentlemen?
Of course
obviously.
they do.
I'm a perfect. What you talking about? I'm a perfect gentleman. So this thing that we're doing right here is we looking for public access. So I probably shouldn't be smoking, huh? Nothing that I could probably that y'all gonna get.
But don't
Man,
smoke, let me light up.
You can smoke.
What the hell are you talking about right now? But we just try to keep it more discreet. How about that? Where you just see smoke and not like you just see a big ass blunt like this.
Yeah, so the blunt could be over here with us.
Make sure that when you talk and you're really saying something, that it's down here, and then in between you can hit it, and then, so it can be smoke from your hand, but then
for light.
For light.
So we've arrived after 3.5 months, like crossing this crazy country.
Right.
And the theme of the trip has turned out to be revolution in a sense, because we've just been talking to people who are making a difference, usually locally or just on a small scale with their work and their art and their whatever it is they do to make a difference in the world.
Right.
Now you talk about revolution very explicitly in your work. Can you talk about what revolution means to you?
Well, I talk about revolution because I'm trying to understand it. I'm a political animal. In my analysis of what I believe that revolution can mean for our people, I would love to be able to employ that tool. So I study it. I'm molded by it. I study the practitioners of it, the scientists before me who helped to create the theory that I live by.
Who are some of those people? Who are your influences?
Wow. My family, who didn't tell me anything about revolution, who just raised me, and we struggled. And then when in the absence of that, for the first 16 years of my life, for me to finally realize that the world had another understanding, that the world, that I saw the world through a whole different set of glasses, from the point of view of the oppressed person, and not somebody who was like was just in this vacuum, just trying to pull myself up by my bootstraps, and that made the snapback even more focused towards getting to the goal. I felt like I was 16 years late. You feel what I'm saying? So my family, and then and my mother, who's the first teacher for any child. Your mother is the first teacher out of the womb, who teach you how to just live your life. And then to what I was able to gather from the people who had laid it down, that they never got a part of. People like, and including Dr. Martin Luther King, who was a revolutionary, and his and the alter stance of his, which people say is Malcolm X, El Hajj Malik El Shabazz. I began to know of the people that he was able to influence, all the way down the line to Stokely Carmichael, who eventually became Kwame Ture, to Fred Hampton, to Huey P. Newton, and the whole line of organizations that spread like wildfire into the 70s, which I was born, and then into the 80s, which I suffered through without them. You know what I'm saying? So it was a revolution was a combination of having examples, and then having the rug swept from under your feet and needing to create examples. And that's how the revolutionary process works.
Do you think of revolution in the literal sense, about violent overthrow of the government is something that's realistic to think about and talk about in this culture today, or do we have to think more locally and more?
What I've come to learn is that it is our revolution is part of our lifestyle. It has to become a lifestyle. It has to become part of traditions. It's not one act. Our revolution has to be made up of the little things that we do locally, whether that means vote for a former Black Panther because we don't got nobody else really to vote for or another system to go to in this time. That's a revolutionary move. All the way to if they kill another motherfucking black man in New York City, if the New York pig department decides that it wants to murder another African without cause, then we gonna tear this motherfucker up and we wouldn't give a fuck. It has to be all of that. It has to be part of the whole voice of our people, from one I guess side of it, not extreme, from one side to the next side. That all encompasses our revolution. In organization, we still writing the book. Why? Because we're not free, and none of us has all the answers.
And how do you personally hope to like make a difference with your own art, your own music? What's your message that you're trying to get to people?
You know, ultimately, I would just like to communicate that I'm a human being. You know, a human being in all senses of the word. You know, I am an example of humanity. I am a product of my environment. You know, of the people, my ancestors before me, and the future of my people. So, through my music, it's a struggle to be a human these days. It's a struggle to respect humanity. It's a struggle to value life and the very little things about life. You know, we flick life away like an ash, and almost, you know, and I think that is, you know, what, you know, that's disheartening. You know what I'm saying? About, you know, where I am, and that's what makes my music. That's what makes the music, especially from the point of view of who I am. Now look who I am. As a human being, I am an African who was born here. And from a legacy of brigandage, bondage, and this happened against our will. This is not willfully. And in order to gain power and some sort of sense of happiness as a human being who's an African, who's gone through this, we have to struggle to get some equal rights and justice for what's happened in order to get some bread, housing, and freedom. You know, that's what I like. That's what my music is always encompassing in the struggle of. It's like when I talk about love, I talk about, you know, when we talk about love, we talk about love under oppressed conditions. It's not just love in the freest sense of the word. We talk about love under oppressed conditions. You know, slave love. You know, that's why the music that we make right now is so. The music has that passion of, you know, Kizzy and what's his name from was it Chicken George and Kizzy? Who made the baby? Whatever it was, and Roots. That's what it's the passion of, that midnight after behind the plantation house love, forbidden love that we know we're not supposed to make because the master is the only breeder. The master is the dude who's only breeding everything on here. You know what I'm saying? You're William's son, you're Tom's son, you're Robert's son. That's how we got these names. We're Smith's son. You can't be making more stronger Africans. Are you crazy? And that's why our music sounds. That's why the R&B music we make is so, yo girl, I'm gonna show you how I could really do you. You know what I'm saying? Because even our feelings of love are related to our struggle. You know what I'm saying? Whether I be talking about food, we talking about soul food. And what is soul food? Soul food is that part of the food that the oppressor did not eat. We ate the shit that was left. You feel me? So then we talking about this is soul food. You know what I'm saying? That is soul food. A ham hock, you know what I'm saying? Put a piece of fat back in the peas. You know what I'm saying? That's just real. You know, that's real to us, and it has become even religion. When we express music about religion, our religion is based on living life. You know, whether you're Yoruba, which is my last name, where my name comes from. My name is Mutulu Olubala Yoruba, which had to be a private practice that we did, and that some people masked it as Christianity, and some people, as Catholicism. Some people mask it as whatever, just in order so we can practice something that we truly love and is our true African right. And now that's how we have to express our religion, because we're not just human beings, la-di-dee, la-di-da. We live under certain conditions that is factual, and it cannot be debated. Really, realistically, it's factual.